What is up, hammerooниes, ham bones, and ham slices alike? How do you do? How do you ham? Meowdy ham. Meowdy ham. It's that time again. Uh, and once again, I have things to talk to you about, and it's all just kind of slipping my mind. That's what happens because, afternoon is so goddamn early in the day. And I never ever take notes. Don't tell the professor that. Do not tell Xavier. Anyway, so yeah, it's therapy day. I have not filmed anything since that haul video from the Canna Market because the basically I filmed that and well, I went to the Canna Market. I filmed that video the very next day, and the next morning after that, I got up to edit it, and lo and behold, I started getting fucking sick. Go ahead, but you know, straight off, I did not. I don't think it was COVID or anything like that. I think it was like just a head cold because I'm still a little bit, or whatever you want to call it. But that congestion where like you sneeze and you blow your fucking nose and you blow your fucking brains out with tissues. I mean, for like 20 minutes straight and you like finally get it clear. You're like, oh my God, I could breathe so much. And you're congested again. Then completely stuffed up all over again. It was one of those kind of things, but I did not run a fever or anything. My lungs did wheeze a little bit throughout. My lungs still wheezing a little bit, but I doth survive. I'm not super congested anymore, and still a little bit like Lugerish, Lex Lugiish, or whatever you call it, mucus filled. I am going through them fucking candy bars quick. I am already halfway through the second candy bar. And, I did get 6 candy bars, but, that's supposed to last me for like the next 3 months. But I will say, these candy bars, as well as the Wonka bars, which they quit making, which is why now I'm got these candy bars. Thank God I found them. But, I digress. They work so much better as like an antidepressant kind of thing than like any other cannabis that I've ever consumed. I mean, to a point, all of it is sort of an antidepressant when I'm using it anyway. And this is, I mean, the same. It's like, I gotta be, it has to be in my system for that to work. But I don't even know how to like really put that into words, but you know, I could make that my daily driver. I could make that my daily driver. The only problem with that is that, get so stoned off of it and so out of it, loopy or whatever you want to call it, that like, I don't want to go out in public. I don't want to deal with people. I don't really want to do much of anything other than just sit around like, ooh, but it's kind of like psychedelic in the sense of not like the hallucinatory part of psychedelics, but like, like acid, when you come down off of your peak, you slowly start coming down, and you get to that point where like you just start thinking and you just think and you think and you think and you think about things so like much deeper than you've ever fucking thought before. And I call it the post peak point of post peak revelation, where I just start down and sit down and like think of like random shit, but on such a like philosophical level or analytical philosophy, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, let me get this goddamn strap off of me. It's kind of like that. without the psychosis that comes along with taking a hit of acid. Um, you know, but it makes me think, sit down and like think about things in more of a positive way. Of like for instance, warning. I mean, it was just not getting too bad here, but getting a little bit into my past and depression and things like that. I was thinking the other day about how I had it so good, you know, coming up, and like I hated it. And I hated myself. I mean, I still do, but it's ironic because now I'm in the position that I thought I was in back then. But and like dating, you know, and or just hookups, whatever. Because like I had this whole thing that like nobody wants me, like nobody wants me. I'm not good enough. I'm ugly. I'm this. I'm that, and like meanwhile, I go down to the park pool and two girls come up to the fence trying to holler at me. And then, whatever, we talk for a little bit and I move down a little bit. Two other girls come up and start trying to holler at me. In high school, it was a lot the same way. I got bullied and pranked and all kinds of shit by the mean girls and shit too, but it was just like a certain type of chick growing up that like they were all over me, and I could see that in retrospect now. It's just that I don't know, I guess I took it for granted and didn't recognize it for what it was back then. Anyway, let me flip course a little bit and come back to the present. So you know when I start, I take these pieces of candy bar. I start thinking about shit like that. I know I'm not the only person with anxiety that tends to like loom in the past a lot, and dwell on things, and start to get upset and embarrassed because of something you said to somebody 15 years ago. I'm not the only one in that, but you know this is the kind of thing that makes me sit and think, the philosophy in my life and how I am my own worst enemy sometimes, if that makes sense. All right, I'm going to break there because, I'm literally headed to therapy today to talk about all that kind of stuff. So, I'll leave that out. Oh, Justin saying, I miss that. I do. I really do miss life. But, you know, I'll close it off to say this because this was my takeaway from the whole thing is really just that, when my time does finally come, I may have spent these last 10, 20, whatever years now, just slowly, digging myself into this pit or whatever. And where I am now, for all of it. But I can't go to the grave and say that I didn't lead a full life because, I did. It's just I didn't recognize how good it was at the time. And now those years are all behind me, but I did live a life. I did live a life. Smokes, boys. Let's go. I don't think that I have any videos planned. Oh, yeah, I did. I am thinking about because I got finally, after all these years doing still photography, I finally got my first on camera flash. Well, I mean, I had like on camera flashes that are like, like built into the camera and stuff like that. Those always suck. Um, but anyway, so I got a fairly decent little one, and I bought a $5 softbox to go with it off of AliExpress. And I might do a video on that. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. I'm not really happy with that softbox. I mean, I am. Like, the results are great. The results are fine. It's just that, it's like, it's one of those like folding uh, pop up big circle things that like you fit into like a smaller bag to count. But like folding those things down, it's always such a pain in the ass, and I fucking hate it. At least it's easier since it's only like, about that big versus that green screen I have. That thing is, what's it, 5 by 7 or something like that. That thing is a fucking nightmare. But yeah, Anyway, uh, I only hate it because, I can't like face it straight forward without it blocking my lens. So it has to like kind of point up, which indoor shooting, that kind of, unless you're in a room with vaulted ceilings, it kind of works to your advantage because of the bounce effect. But another wave, another ocean, So I'm thinking about trying something different. Something maybe a little bit smaller, which is a little bit of a issue ish because you get better results from a bigger softbox. The more light there is, the softer it's going to be. Um, and so, yeah, but I don't know. I might do a video about that. Cheap litter, litter, cheap litter, $5 softbox, whatever. We got a pretty busy day going in today. We got the therapy session. Then we have to go by Lincare. Oh yeah, I didn't even mention that. I did that oximetry or whatever overnight test. I have an oximeter, oximeter, whatever you call those things, here at home that I use. But they wanted me to do this one overnight from their thing because basically they want to see where my oxygen is at now when I'm sleeping. So anyway, I did the thing and I called them. It was a Friday. I did it on a Thursday night. I called them on the Friday morning and they said they didn't have any drivers available that day that could come get it. And then I was going to, Cannon Market the next day. So I was like, okay, well, I guess next week. And she said that they would give me a call if they got a driver open, or they would give me a call the following Monday. And that was a Monday a week from yesterday. So I still haven't heard anything from them. All right, well, I'm sorry. I am going into Harrisonburg today. So after my appointment, we're just going to take it by there and drop it off. But I'm going to also take this little OTC benefit card, whatever you call it, from my insurance advantage plan. And I'm going to see if I can use it at their store. And then if I can use it at my store, will it cover some of the different CPAP masks? Because there's one that my sleep doctor was showing me that is supposed to be, more comfortable and like provides like a 30% better seal than the one that I'm using right now. And so the insurance will cover it if I wait until May. But if I pay for it out of pocket, it's like almost $200. So I can't do that unless I get like $400 per quarter from my insurance for what they call over the counter benefits. And sometimes it does cover, random things like that. As a matter of fact, I think it covered my, what do you call it? The, not contact cleaner, that's for electronics, ultrasonic cleaner for my dentures. Um, so you never know. I, I think it's kind of a long shot, but it might work. So, I'm going to check that. And then after that, it's pretty much just, groceries and cigarettes and get some McDonald's maybe and jerk off. And that's pretty much it. Um, and a note about like me joking like that, I mean, I'm joking like that on my YouTube channel all the time because it's my YouTube channel and well on Facebook too, but whatever. But like if we're talking in person or like a comment thread on Facebook or something like that, you know, I'm really not gonna talk to you like that unless we've like established that rapport already. because that I think happened recently. I don't know because people get mad at you. They don't ever tell you why. But anyway, this person, when we first started talking, it was making all kind of dirty jokes about like going to the store and buying a big thing of lube, case of lube and like condoms and like trying to buy other things, blah blah blah. Anyway, we've made many of those kind of jokes. But so I mentioned something in a thread about my daily routine, and I was like, get up, smoke some weed, jerk off, smoke some weed, you know. And I think that they got mad about that. So, I want to, no hate or, no judgment or whatever. I just want to say that, that if we've established that type of rapport already, then I might joke more like that with you. And then if, it's okay if you stop being comfortable with that. That's okay. I will respect your boundaries, but you have to tell me first. That's the thing. It's like the same thing with like dick pics or whatever, sorry if I'm getting a little too far on that. That's me, king of inappropriate. But, you know, I will send them to you, but you have to ask. I'm not going to like randomly send them to you. You have to ask. I'm not going to be that guy, just randomly sends unsolicited dick pics. If you want dick pics, you have to ask. You know, the same with, if I'm talking this, crude, you know, jokes the way that I do, and it makes you uncomfortable, let me know and I will stop, or I will do my best to, respect that around you. Sometimes, you know, the way that I joke and stuff is kind of ingrained in my brain because I'm partially insane or whatever that mean. You know, but I'm always struggling and trying my hardest to be the better that I can be every single day. And I don't want to make you uncomfortable. So, if I make you uncomfortable, let me know, and I'm going to try to work on that. I'm just saying. Anyway, this one time I was in the third grade and I threw up in my teacher's shoes and then I blamed it on the dog. And also, I don't really get like a whole lot of like interaction or interactivity, whatever you want to call it, with my videos. But if there is like you guys want to see me do more of certain things or certain types of videos and things like that, again, that's something that like you guys have to let me know because I mean I'm kind of like a what do you call it, like a sketch show with the way that I do these videos. You know, one minute I'm riding on a scooter, the next minute I'm, talking out my pooper, and then the next minute I'm vlog, and then the next minute I'm scroggy scrog or whatever. We've done a lot of different kinds of things, and we continue to do a lot of different kinds of things here, and it's hard for me to like stay on one thing and then just stay there because that's how I get burnt out and that's how I get bored and frustrated and you know that's when things start feeling like work and less like a hobby. And so but again, I can't know what you want to see if you don't tell me, you know because I mean I'm not saying if like I'm saying if there's something you want to see more of. I'm not saying that every video from now on is going to be that, but I'm saying I will try to make something, you know to please you because I'm all about pleasing. I want to make you happy, baby. I want you to be happy with me. So it is almost time. I still got a few minutes, but we want to try to keep this vloggy vlog kind of shorty short. We don't want it to be too longy long. Party on, Girth. Um, so anyway, yeah, I'm gonna cut skippity doo dah, and I guess We'll pick back up when I get to the Berg, nerd. Love you. Cutty cut. I guess we're back. I guess we're back. Back again. Bring a friend. Maybe some gin. Not really, because that shit is gross. Um, Hi, how you guys doing? Uh, we're black again. Yeah. Um, I didn't think of anything new to talk about, but now I am like, God damn it, kind of hot headed or whatever you want to call it. Because I was just ranting to Dad about good a certain group of people who basically come out of bad places after they find God or whatever and just use it as an excuse to continue being the same shitty person. Uh, and say, basically, the way they act is like them saying, you know, it's okay if I'm a shitty person because, God forgives me or whatever. But then they're still a shitty person. You know, let me fix this thing here. Good. I just seen something fine. But, another wave and another ocean. How you guys doing? Uh, Me, I'm sorta, kinda. I am sorta, kinda. This active track is not really active tracking. Uh, there we go, sort of. I think it just like keeps losing me for some reason, and I'm not quite sure about it. Uh, so yes, I use that accent in solidarity with my Minnesotan friends. Uh, how you do? You know, I love you guys. I love you guys. The active track is back on track. Don't slap that. Attack that or whatever that. I don't know. I ran out of things to talk about, and so now I'm just being silly stupid. Um, but yeah, and I kind of honestly, I want to skip all of my appointments and chores and errands and things that I've got today and just go home and eat more edibles. Um, that would be fun. That would be great if I could just sit around eat edibles all the time. I'd be fine. Oh shit! Sorry. I am covering up the microphone. So I'm gonna just say, I am pretty much done voicing my grievances, or at least for now, with Virginia Normal. And I showed y'all in the last vlog, how they tried to gaslight me over my grievances, and all of that. But there is, progress being made in the assembly right now, but I am still very much worried about the future of or the state of our retail bills. I guess we're going to see, but it's like usual, I'm worried about the lower class and the have nots, and nobody else seems to have that same concern. But I said what I needed to say or what I wanted to say, and I got their attention at least. They might not be talking about the things that I want them to talk about, but I got their attention. Uh, you know, Clearly. Yeah. However, sitting and watching these, panels and committees during the session, I did see something kind of cool. There is, several different localities throughout Virginia that does. Let me adjust this a little bit. Whoa, that does like provide. Oh, God damn it! There we go. That does provide free breakfast and lunches for the students at schools. But if I heard this correctly, and I don't know, I'm pretty sure I heard it the way that I think I heard it. But at any rate, what I think I heard was that they're going to basically start giving students or well, grade school, middle school, high school, public school kids no cost lunches for breakfast and dinner in Virginia. So that will be statewide now. That basically kids can go to school and eat for free. And I think that that is fucking wonderful. I think that that is fucking wonderful because I've known a lot of mothers and their kids growing up, from Farrier Court, Woodley, people that depend on SNAP and food banks and things like that and really struggle for meals. And then, you go to school and you can't afford to eat at school either. It's like a goddamn travesty. So, I am all for providing the students food at no cost. I am in favor of sending the kids home with food too. I'm in favor of sending the kids home with leftovers too. I am just a radical leftist like that. I think kids should be able to eat regardless of whether or not they have money. But, what can I say? Just call me Antifa, baby. Just call me Antifa because I think kids should be able to eat. Woke as fuck. So not a whole lot else going on, like I said. I'm really struggling to find more stuff to talk about. So I guess we're just going to wrap it up right here. Wrap it up and wrap it out, or whatever they say, whatever that's about. Thank you all for hanging with me. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one, babies. Bye-bye.